This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. It is my great pleasure to have you along for this evening's live stream as we get set for the first time from the new set. Obviously, it's the same old basement, just redone a little bit here. It's the Oilers, it's the Florida Panthers, top of your clock. No, just kidding. Actually, it's a weird start time today, 7:30, bottom of your clock, my friends, as we get set for what is going to be a big-time game for the Edmonton Oilers. They need a big victory here to start getting back on the right track following that big victory against the New York Rangers on Saturday. That was a big-time game for the Oilers. Of course, the comeback was huge. That's been much made of that so far. And hopefully for our Edmonton Oilers, it continues to be the case here moving forward throughout the rest of the season. But you know what? Hey, never say die, never be out of it. No matter how bad it looks, go out there and win a hockey game. If the Oilers are going to do that, we're going to go a long way this season. And obviously that was kind of the spirit last year at times too. So if we can capitalize on that and get back into it, hip hip hooray for the Edmonton Oilers. And secondary too, just to quickly check in on James Hamblin, who will make his NHL debut this evening. Very much so looking forward to seeing how that pans out for him this evening, because of course for him it's his first debut with the Oilers after having that successful preseason. If he was not a victim of the cap crunch to begin the season under the salary cap, the Oilers would have had him in the NHL lineup much sooner. And now with the injuries and everything going on with the Oilers, it is time to dive into allowing James Hamblin to make his NHL debut. It looks like I have a Twitter message here. Well, guess what? Yeah, so let's see what I can find for the Oilers starting lineup tonight. I'm a little bit of a mess. I watched that James Hamblin interview. I made mention that I hadn't watched it prior to doing that video earlier tonight. Well, yeah, I watched it just a few minutes ago, and that one was pretty rough. That was actually very rough to watch. For somebody who's a very heartstrings kind of guy like me, it was very rough to watch James Hamblin go into detail, but how well he handles talking about everything that's happened in his life is pretty dang impressive, if I'm being honest with you. Don't think I could do it that well, and obviously, like he said, didn't do it so well to Dad, but you know what, he did it right well in front of Gene and Tony and everybody else. So let me get Oilers lines versus Panthers. Panthers on, what day are we today? November 28th. Alright, let's cue this up, folks, and at the same rate, this is your first live stream that you're seeing the new Dolynny TV backdrop if you're seeing this for the first time, so let me know what you're thinking. But first we'll cover it up a little bit to get this going for you. Draisaitl, McDavid, Puljujarvi, Janmark, Hyman, and RNH, Costin, Shore, and Ryan on the third line. I would have preferred to have Hamblin up there, to be honest with you. And of course Holloway as well. Holloway, Malone, and Hamblin, the Bakersfield Condors line up there on the fourth line tonight for the Oilers. Nurse, Ceci, Kulak, Barry, Broberg, Bouchard. So Murray's out, Broberg's in, Skinner starts, and away we go with tonight's situation for the Oilers. Let me go over to Sportsnet, get the scoreboard, because we are just 7 minutes away from hitting the bottom of the clock and going live to Rogers Place in Edmonton for another home game for our Edmonton Oilers. Let me see what we can't find out here. Is there something we can get going? I think there is. Oilers scoreboard. Here we go. We'll get it going. Folks, sorry if you're commenting in the stream too. I just haven't had a chance to check that yet. There's a couple of things to do. And like I said, I kind of busted myself up watching that James Hamblin interview. I would have had this all queued up if I didn't decide to go watch that. But my apologies. We'll get it going. And if you just stick with me here a second, we'll have a much better score than 3-0 for the New York Islanders up here on the scoreboard in a matter of seconds. Blank the lines, and away we go, my friends. I have to sit up a little bit more tonight, just simply put, because of how the new lineup, or how the new setup looks, not the lineup. All right, so Bakersfield, we've already talked about this. This is a big time victory for the Bakersfield Condors tonight. Holtey's in town. Everybody's in town that needs to be in town. Dakota, welcome in. Glad to have you along. We're just getting ready for this one here. And I should just quickly take a second to review if there's anything we're missing here on the live stream. Nothing much. That pregame is really doing the trick so far today. Let me tell you, I did not expect that pregame to do what it's doing, but now upwards of 211 views on the pregame. That's not a bad get for Dolynny TV. Let me tell you, I've watched those pregame numbers suck for years, and all of a sudden this one decides to do that. Don't mind me at all. Is there anything else we really need to mention? Like I said, Nurse Cece, Kulak, Berry, and Broberg and Bouchard, which was actually a pretty elite spreadsheet pairing the last game out against the New York Rangers. So, of course, if they're going to be insulated, that could be huge. And, of course, it is Indigenous Celebration Night at Rogers Place, wearing the Turtle Island jerseys, and those things are slick. Honestly, I don't even want to know what it's going to cost to get one of those, because those things are beauties, let me tell you. So the warm-up threads are absolutely unreal. And it's, I mean, very rare that the Edmonton Oilers do special warm-up threads throughout the season other than the really big nights on the calendar, and this one, I'm 10 out of 10 on it, 100%. I'm going to quickly take a look at this Southside Athletic Club team from 2012-2013, where you've got, what do we got? James Hamblin, yep, he's up there. You've got, what other names do we, David Quinville, he's up there. What other names do we realize from there? You'll see in a second. Stuart Skinner, yeah, he's there. Tyler Benson, front and center, the captain. So there's 3 members of that Southside Athletic Bantam AAA team from 2012-2013 making their Oilers debut together. And I mean, this is Bakersfield to the heart the past couple of years. Benson, Hamblin, and Skinner. So no matter what you say about these 3 guys tonight, it is a massive victory for the Edmonton Oilers organization to have all 3 of these guys in the lineup at some point. And Patrick's right after my own heart tonight right here. Got to give Hamblin at least a shift with Connor tonight. I think there's no way you can't, honestly, right? As this is, as I was saying, the biggest victory the Oilers have had in a long while in terms of development. Sitting there, letting Keith Gretzky back in spring 2020 sign an undrafted, overage WHL free agent to a 2-year AHL deal, just more or less to have depth on the farm for the next season, and to have him translate from undrafted CHL free agent to now NHL player for the Edmonton Oilers. That's a pretty big get for development. That's a pretty big get for Bakersfield. That's a pretty big get overall for the Edmonton Oilers organization. So I'm pretty excited about that, let me tell you. And again, as I said, I've mentioned that Oilers reverse retro hanging up right there, my friends. That will have James Hamblin's number and name on the back here in a few short months. I've got to wait. Obviously, the Christmas rush is kind of got things taken aback right now at the jersey supplier, so we'll get things fixed up there in a couple months' time. I promise it'll be done before the end of the season. I guarantee you that. That's water. I did not expect that to be water. I thought I was sipping on juice this whole time, and well, that I just grabbed the water cup because that's normally what I have down here. Again, friends, if you end up having a tune out at some point, if you would be so kind to just consider throwing the phone down, leaving me on, mute me, whatever you got to do. That'd be greatly appreciated. Obviously, these live streams, they do well, but we're trying to get them to do a little bit better here on Dolynny TV. And one thing that I've heard helps them out do better is just that better average view duration. So any little few extra seconds you can spare me of your time, I am greatly appreciative of that. And folks, we got 18 of us hanging out here on the live stream tonight. If you haven't left a like on the stream yet, please indeed do. And if you're enjoying the pregame and this is your first time here, I'd love to have you along for the rest of the season. So if you'd be interested in sticking around, also consider hitting that subscribe button. And with that said too, if you haven't checked out the pregame video, you can check that out in the pinned chat on the chat. All right, quickly, watch time. That's what I promised you before I went on a rant. 112 minutes. So an hour, 0.9 actually. That's not bad results for a span of 10 minutes live here on YouTube so far as we get set for the bottom of the clock. It's 7:29, my friends. Good evening. As I said, it's my great pleasure to have you along this evening, spending your, what is it, Monday night? Oh, Monday was a grind at work, but dang, did we nail it at work. I mean, probably one of, if not the most successful Mondays we've had this fall so far at work. I think we just absolutely came out of nowhere today. Everybody, as Bossman said, pulled their weight and more today and absolutely crushed what was looking to be a bad start to the week, and we just went out there and absolutely nailed it. So that was huge. I mean, that was massive. So we'll see what happens. All right, streaming. Got a reply there, and there you go. Clocks flipped. They're showing the highlights of the Oilers over the years. Oof, the Mick Flow. Bring that back, Connor. Bring that back. And here we go. The Oilers, they're replaying things against the New York Rangers. Connor McDavid's head shake. Evan Bouchard's bar down, and then Evan Bouchard coming through, clapping it through everybody. It was a matter of time, and he got it going. And then Dylan Holloway posting in to tie it 3-3. First career goal for Dylan Holloway. And then, oh yeah, baby, the Leon Draisaitl backdoor tippity tap on the power play secures a regulation 4-3 victory against the New York Rangers. And now it's the Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers live from Rogers Place in the heart of Ice District in downtown Edmonton. Oh, I got that one down. Yeah, I could cut ads for the Oilers if they really wanted me to, I guess you could say. And what are those jerseys they are wearing? Those are the Turtle Island Indigenous Celebration Night warm-up jerseys. That's kind of what we're sitting on tonight, as it is Indigenous Celebration Night for the Oilers. And of course, they have special pregame jerseys designed by, I believe the man's name is Lance Cardinal, if I'm not mistaken, who designed these jerseys for the Oilers this season. So that is, of course, I believe it was his original design, and then he got the chance to design the jerseys. So that's where we're sitting tonight. And if there's anything else you guys have any questions on, I think I might be able to answer. I will let you know. But we are now just the one commercial break away from Gene's intro, and then away we go into this hockey game for a big one. All right, what do we got? What do we got? We've got 131 views in 32 minutes. That's not a bad get. And those jerseys, I don't know if you caught the early part there, Patrick. Those jerseys to me are 10 out of 10. I mean, end of the day, special commemorative jerseys, normally very hit or miss. Some look good, some don't. And of course, you get the ticky-tacky jerseys once in a while, like the St. Patrick ones, and obviously just here and there jerseys. But these ones, for being a unique night for the Oilers, they look absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, I don't know if they're even going to be available to buy, because those are going to be snatched up very, very, very quickly tonight. That's for sure. All right, here we go. Got. Hold on, I gotta take this off. So, Indigenous Celebration Night here for the Oilers. And they're talking, they just actually had a shout out to Frog Lake, Alberta, not too far away from Cold Lake, Alberta, on the broadcast. And there we go. Gene's thanking everybody who's made his part of his broadcast this morning. Or this evening, sorry. I don't know what time of day it is. And there we go. Gene, I can barely hear it. Obviously, I have to keep talking to keep the stream alive, and I don't want you guys to be able to hear Gene either, so I can't really hear what Gene's saying. But they've got the... Oh, those things coming down the tunnel. If you guys just saw what I just saw, those jerseys coming down the tunnel, those look absolutely electric. And James Hamlin, 31 goals in 117 career AHL games. Hold on, let me calculate that through. 31 in 117 times 82. 20 2 goal scorer season in an 82 game season in the AHL. If that translates even out to 5 goals a season at the NHL level, I think the Oilers could get pretty excited about Mr. James Hamlin, that is for sure. Alright, here we go. We'll have the national anthem for the Oilers, and of course the U.S. national anthem as well. And what do we got? They're gonna. Alright, so they have the chief of Treaty 6 coming out to center ice to drop the puck here at Rogers Place tonight. And now my stream froze and I missed the next guy coming out. And here he comes down the carpet. It looks like we're going to have a very big time. Hey, I've actually interviewed this lady. I think I interviewed her at City Hall in Edmonton way back when. Back at Nate. Here we go. We're almost through, everybody lining up at center ice. Waiting for this one to get underway here. I really can't tell if there's more people down the tunnel or not, so that's where I'm really struggling here to get in. Of course, every time I talk, I end up missing a name. You're just seeing t-shirts, hoodies, decals. Oh, dang. So I guess no jerseys available at the Oilers store, according to Patrick here in the chat, for the Turtle Island logo. So that is unfortunate. I mean, I think those would sell pretty quick, and I think that'll be something that might be coming available here in the next little bit. They've got the puck for the puck drop here. They're going to pull up Connor McDavid, and of course, without Sasha Barkov in the lineup tonight, Brennan Montour comes up to take the face-off. And the puck is down. Connor will win it back. And away we go. Alright. Everybody shakes hands at center ice. And away we go. Connor finishes off. Head shakes to everybody as well. And it looks like everybody will stay on the ice for the national anthem. Or actually the land acknowledgement first. Come on, Tyson. You know the order of business here on Sportsnet. So they've got a different background for the land acknowledgement tonight. And man, that is one thing. I don't think the broadcasts really do justice as to how electric the building can get when the land acknowledgement is over. That is like pretty electric sometimes. From the few times that I've been there since we've had the land acknowledgement at Rogers Place, I think I've seen it get louder and louder every single dang time. And here we go. We're going to have the first national anthem. U.S. national anthem sung by Corella Cummings this evening. Not sure where Rob Clark is. And now it's just anthems, so I can take a few minutes here. And they're showing off the Oilers Hall of Fame ring as well in the broadcast angle tonight. Looks like the Florida Panthers are down Sasha Barkov if you haven't had a chance to check that out. Just to remind you in case you don't know. As we get the anthems going here, I'm going to take a quick few seconds to just calculate a couple more numbers here I'm seeing on the broadcast, and we'll get things going here in a matter of moments, my friends. Now up over 5 hours watched on the stream. Thank you. You guys are absolutely just hanging out, having a great time with me. Thank you so much for that. That's the one thing. Until I really calculate the watch time, it doesn't actually make sense how many views and stuff are all coming in and what it translates to. But every time I do, I'm really blown away. I mean, I've been live for less than 20 minutes here this evening, and all of a sudden we're already up over 5.1 hours watched. It's crazy. Anyway, the U.S. national anthem coming to an end here in just a few seconds as they finish off that end. And it looks like we will have another special anthem singer this evening. I think this is, I'm waiting, I think I heard the name, but give me a second. They should have the graphic here. Kaya Bruno will sing the Canadian National Anthem for us this evening at Rogers Place. And then after that, she is hockey time for the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers here live from Rogers Place. And then all of a sudden we get to rip a good old game. Of course, we've already beat the Panthers once this season. It was a much needed victory, similar to that game against the New York Rangers the other night out. It was a needed victory. The Oilers got it against Florida. They got it against New York, and now you got to get it again against Florida here. There's Bugsy Malone on the bench. Matthias Janmark. Dylan Holloway. Janmark gets the close-up, though. And, yeah, absolutely. There's James Hamblin. I think tonight, right, it's you've got to get this game. I think everybody, all 24 of us would agree, you got to get this game. We'd all love the Oilers to win every single game every time, but I think just tonight you got to go out there and get this game if you're the Oilers, because you go on thrilling victory to win against the New York Rangers. Now you just come out of the gate, you come excited, you come ready to fire them on net, and you just score a ton of goals. And by the way, James Hamblin hopefully scores his first career goal, and away we go. So, one home game for the Edmonton Oilers. It is against the Florida Panthers, and then Chicago and Minnesota coming up this week as well. All right. Tonight's starting goaltender, Spencer Knight, 6-3-2, 263 goals against average, and a .916 save percentage. Let me tell you, the Panthers had to make a decision on who started against who. The Oilers Flames back-to-back in Alberta this week for them, and they decided to go Bobrovsky against the Flames. So I will tell you that means the Oilers getting the best goaltender available from the Florida Panthers this evening. 4-5-0 record for Stuart Skinner, 278 goals against average, and a .921 save percentage on the season. My friends, we are ready for some Edmonton Oilers hockey on Dolynny TV. And I am ready to bring it to you here as the puck is just about down at center ice. The referee lines up as Draisaitl, McDavid, and Puljujarvi line up at center ice. So not yet, Patrick, do we get to see Hamblin with McDavid at the current, but we might see it at some point if Puljujarvi doesn't have a strong start to this game. The Panthers win the opening face-off. McDavid tied up with the centerman for the Florida Panthers. All of a sudden, my screen cuts up 6 seconds, and the Panthers attack in the Oilers zone. But now here's Leon Draisaitl busting down the near side wing. Button hooks into the boards and allows the Oilers to come up with possession in the neutral ice after it was cleared by Florida. The Oilers move it from the D line to the red line. Tkachuk, though, coming up with a fierce battle, and that allows Bennett to bust across the line. Now Draisaitl can't come up with a puck there. Shot deflected and stopped by Connor McDavid on the block. Oilers will dump it down towards Jesse Puljujarvi, who can't get there, and it's an icing call against the Oilers 42 seconds in. That's not a very good start for the Edmonton Oilers, let me tell you that much. And hopefully things kind of settle down here a little bit. This scoreboard's a little aggressive, wouldn't you agree? Let me just get that going there for you. And we'll just kind of tuck that in that bottom corner. There you go. You can see a little bit more of me. I'm a little bit less disproportionate here. And away we go as Anton Lundell against Connor McDavid in the face-off dot. Lundell is going to get himself waved out. And that will mean Reinhart, bad flashbacks, Reinhart comes into the face-off dot against Connor McDavid. It's won by Connor, so the Oilers will be able to flip it down the ice and get going. And that, my friends, is not an icing call because the Florida Panthers chose to take their time getting to it. And now back the other way, though, on the attack for Hagee, absolutely speeding into it, almost busting down and getting it going, but he can't. And that allows, though, for possession for the Florida Panthers as he kind of trailed around for it. Now Matthias Janmark's out to play this on the second line tonight with Nugent Hopkins and Hyman. Janmark will play it ahead and get it out into center. Tipped over across, and that is offside on Brett Kulak on the reception at the Florida Panthers blue line. So nobody's yet to really set anything meaningful up here for the Oilers and the Panthers so far. If you're just joining, a reminder that, yes indeed, Philip Broberg is back in the Oilers lineup tonight. So that's a huge get for the Oilers. And, of course, Hamblin, Shore, Malone, bunch of Bakersfield Condors are all in the lineup for the Oilers here tonight. This one's going to go around. Kulak playing it back. Kostin out to play it, who's another former Bakersfield Condor. And don't forget that Leon Draisaitl's even a former Bakersfield Condor at one point in his career. So that's something else to be aware of. As the Oilers go behind the net, they're not getting anything going here. It's going to be flipped out by the Panthers into the middle of the ice. Looks like my stream froze up, and it's knocked down by the Panthers. They're going to chip it into the Oilers zone. Skinner over to Barry, near side corner. Barry's looking for an option, goes off the end boards. Over to Kulak, who chips right into the middle, and here comes Dylan Holloway. Cutting through the middle, takes a strong shoulder check, but the Oilers able to cut it off there. James Hamblin, his first touch of a puck in the NHL. First NHL shift, already 7 seconds in. And Hammer is on the ice, and look at that. The messages are already lighting up, friends. That makes it feel awesome. You know what? To see other people getting excited because I'm just simply getting excited by something, that makes me feel special. All right, anyway, Hamlin's out there throwing the body, throwing hits. You like to see it. He's out there greasing, so's Holloway. And James Hamblin goes 30 seconds in his first NHL shift as the Oilers roll all 4 lines to begin the game in the first 3 minutes of the game. Yes, Puljujarvi tries to get it over to Connor McDavid. Flipped up there by the Panthers. This is going to be turned back. Puljujarvi misses that pass there from the defensive zone, hammered in by the Florida Panthers. And 16:56 to go here in this first period. The Oilers are off and running out of their own zone. They'll get into the middle and try to work it. Middle will that was Leon Draisaitl. Shot wide of the net into the corner, looking for possession by Darnell Nurse on a recovery. Couldn't get it going. 16:37 to go here in this first period. The Florida Panthers going to fire a shot in behind the net. Come up with possession. Matthew Tkachuk pushes it back to the blue line. Panthers keep it onside. And here's Darnell Nurse going down deep, looking for that puck. Cody Ceci along the end boards. He gets turned around. The Oilers haven't allowed a shot, nor have the Panthers. And a shot comes in, blocked in front, rebound, save, and scores. Darnell Nurse blocks the initial shot, but it bounces right onto Tkachuk's stick, who puts it home. No mistake, a couple of whacks past Stuart Skinner. And you gotta hate that. That was not good at all, as this one goes off the side of the net. And what are we talking about? So, are we talking about what's going on here? Just terrible block, terribly positioned block by Darnell Nurse. I've lost audio for some reason on the stream. I don't know if you guys have as well, but terribly positioned block by Darnell Nurse, who had all day to stop that puck and fumbled it through his wickets, and that beats Stuart Skinner. So here we go. The Oilers down 1-0 on the first 2 shots of the game for the Florida Panthers. They fire a shot into the pads of Spencer Knight. Nugent Hopkins, who's out there chasing after Tkachuk's 10th goal of the season. Who else would it be too, right? That's just the weird part. But the Oilers in behind the net. Zach Hyman looking for a shot from Matthias Janmark. It's blocked. Hyman outworks the man. Nugent Hopkins has the puck. Blocked again on Nuge. It'll be worked out into the middle of the ice here for Verhaeghe near side boards, where it'll go in on net. Shot fired off. Now another backhand attempt. Can't get it going there for Verhaeghe. Kept in at the blue line, but now back the other way comes Derek Ryan for a brief second before the Florida Panthers turn around and get it going back the other way. So Stuart Skinner out to play it. He'll chip it along the boards to Derek Ryan. Ryan plays it ahead. Shore gets it up the boards and leaves it there for Costin, who couldn't get it going the other way. So Costin, no chance there. I always butch up the Kleeman Costin as this one. Here we go. The audio just returned. 15:01 to go here in this first period. The Oilers up and out of their zone. Pass right onto the tape of Bouchard, who sees it knocked off his stick, but following up is Costin, who fires it right into Spencer Knight, who is stopping that puck. The Oilers' first shot of the game, 14:49 to go in this first period. All right, friends, we're up to 166 views here on the stream. I'd like to welcome Fresh and Fall. Welcome in. Glad to have you along. Apparently, audio issues on the stream. That's what they're blaming here. Bouchard fires it into a sea of people. Malone's crowd all out there. The all Bakersfield line with the entire graduating class of the Bakersfield Condors out there on the ice right now. Philip Broberg, he's juiced about it. He's going to rim this puck in and get it around James Hamblin. Hamblin firing it away. 14:29 to go. Knocked down by Dylan Holloway. James Hamblin across to Evan Bouchard. Shot fired off the glove of Spencer Knight. And I thought James Hamblin just about had his first career NHL point right then and there. And this fourth line has come to play tonight. Brad Malone outworks the man, gets to the puck. Evan Bouchard's going to flip it into the middle. This goes up off the boards, and they're saying it went out of play, but Dylan Holloway takes the fortunate bounce, moves it to the middle. Nobody there. Shot fired out by the Panthers, and I am just going to be on pins and needles all night. All night. As the Oilers go to the work with that fourth line. 13:44 to go in this first period. Shot fired towards the net, deflects wide. CC down to Draisaitl, down to McDavid. Back to CC. Cross to Nurse. Shot fired, saved by Spencer Knight. This one chipped out. The Oilers now have the lead in the shot department. Chance here to move ahead. Yes, Puljujärvi can't get it on the chip pass from Leon Draisaitl, and he's already been fighting pucks early tonight. And here it is, down to Stuart Skinner. Will fire around the boards and out of the zone. That's a good clear by your goalie. You gotta love those. 13:05 to go here in this first period. Puck comes to Brett Kulak, who will chip it out down the ice. And here's now a chance for the Oilers. Back the other way, Matthias Janmark to Zach Hyman. Hyman spinning. He's still got the puck down to Janmark, tries to center. Shot goes off the side of the net. Spencer Knight out to cover it. And there we go. He gets it up for his teammate. Matthew Tkachuk. Who else but Matthew Tkachuk scoring the big goal there for the Panthers already tonight. You'd figure that it'd have to be someone like him to get the scoring going at Rogers Place if it was going to be any Florida Panther to do it. And my friends, we are up over 316 views this hour. That is absolutely mind-boggling that we're crushing the stream this heavily this early in the night. I'm not used to that. Sorry if I'm a little talkative about the numbers. I'm not very much so used to that so far. So 3.3 divided by 60. We have crossed 10.5 hours on the stream in 33 minutes of streaming. That is absolutely insane. Again, friends, if you're new to the channel, what I'd like you to do right now is consider hitting that subscribe button. I'd love to have you along. You see what the shtick is, a little bit of play-by-play, a little bit of opinion, and a whole lot of Edmonton Oilers. Secondary, if you're in the stream and haven't left a like on the stream so far, I'd be greatly appreciated. I know some of you might be watching without a YouTube account and aren't able to, and I appreciate you just as much as the folks that are able to leave a like, because I actually had one of my best friends that I've spent a lot of time with the past year. He told me the other day he actually just finally signed up for a YouTube account so as he could actually subscribe to me, and that meant the world. So to those of you who watch without a YouTube account but are regular viewers, thank you so much for tuning in, especially if you tune into the live streams. That means a ton to me for sure. So here we go, friends. Couple of more commercials. Driving right now, so I gotta have the play-by-play by Tyson. Hey, thank you, Earl. Appreciate that. Safe travels out there, especially if you're on the Alberta roads tonight. She is sketchy out there. I had whiteout conditions between Airdrie and Urucana at one point today, so hopefully everybody else is being safe out there as well. Me being dumb out there using my cruise control in the wintertime, because the roads were perfectly fine until I hit the valley, and then all of a sudden she got wild out there. Anyway. We're rocking and rolling. They're talking about Dylan Holloway's first career goal where he was absolutely losing it. There's James Hamblin. They've got two shots of James Hamblin out there, and here's a chance now for this Oilers second line to get things going. And here's a chance off the boards and up and out of play Well, uh, and talking to best friends, here comes Troy to wreck on Darnell Nurse a little bit. Yeah, that was yikes. I mean, there's a lot of things that Nurse does that are defendable sometimes, but that one was a whole another case right there. All right. Anyway, let's get this going, friends. Back to it. The Oilers win the face-off. Hammered in, shot by Barry, deflected. And the Oilers can't beat Spencer Knight. The puck's down in the crease, and they're going to blow it. That is about as close as you can come to scoring in the NHL as humanly possible. And somehow, someway, it's under Spencer Knight, not in the net. And I don't know where that puck went to, but the shot absolutely blocked and then tipped by Janmark, and then Spencer Knight just falls on it and just scrambles. It just died right behind him, and the Oilers just couldn't get a stick to it. And if they would have, if they would have done anything, and the refs just lost sight of the puck just there after it popped out underneath of Knight. So now the Oilers win another face-off. Shot comes in again. Look at this. The Oilers getting shot after shot on net, and then Janmark gets dumped in front by Montour. And Nuge tried to come over and say something to him, but he was deterred there by one of the Florida Panthers skating by him. Look at this. Nuge, perfect face-off play, gets it back. You got to think they worked on that one in practice. And then Montour, I mean, he absolutely torqued. Like, it was video game the way he torqued Janmark to the ground there after things. All right, 5-4 OT loss against the Blues. 32 saves for Spencer Knight the other game out. And the Oilers win the face-off again. Connor McDavid on the ice, though, this time. The Oilers trying to get the point shots through. Shot comes down to Leon Draisaitl, who drives behind the net. Draisaitl looking for a pass. He's got Cody Ceci near side. Ceci to McDavid. McDavid's going to work off the boards. Go back to Ceci. Ceci's going to fire the shot. Save in front. Oilers try to get a stick on it, and the point shots are getting through tonight. That is an unusual recipe for success for the Oilers. But they've got 6 shots, and I'd say 5 of them so far have been point shots, other than that one tip that kind of deflected it on to Spencer Knight. So it's a good look here from the Oilers. First 5 games for Knight, or 6 games of the season, 218, 925. Last 5 games, he's been a little bit leakier, and that's kind of a recipe for disaster. All right, friends, I'm going to throw you one of these quickly. See if that's working. Let me know if you did get an ad. And here's an opportunity now for the Oilers to get out of the zone. They've got Janmark on the ice here. 11:54 to go. The second line back out there, hammered back in by the Cats. This one's going to be battled there by the Oilers along the near side boards. Nuge comes out with it, and he's got a skating defenseman, Philip Broberg, with him. Broberg chips it in. I'd love to see Broberg maybe carry that in once a game. And maybe not there that time, but I would have loved to see him go for a little bit of a skate. Janmark dumps to Nuge near side boards at the Cats blue line. Florida out to play it by the goaltender. Spencer Knight comes off the boards. Barry almost kept that in niftily, just chopping it out of midair. And now back the other way, the Panthers come. This one's going to freeze up and land in the glove of Stuart Skinner. And Troy, to your point about Cale Makar, that's just my boy Cale Makar being such a pure soul. Cale Makar, he's right up there in my books with Skinner and Hamlin, all right? Cale Makar, very special. Most special NHL player to me in my career so far doing this, let me tell you. Anyway, Connor McDavid will draw in for a defensive zone face-off here against the Florida Panthers. Looking to do something here, for sure. And my friends, we are absolutely crushing the stream, by the way. We'll run numbers here at the next commercial break, but I'd love to tell you, we have absolutely been rocking and rolling here so far. Thank you to everybody for being along. Looks like I killed quite a bit of the momentum there by throwing that ad. Whoopsie daisy, but that's all good. 11:03 to go here in this first period. The Florida Panthers now circling, looking for blood in the water, and that's a save by Stuart Skinner, who's now got 4 saves, 5 shots tonight, an .800 save percentage. What Jack Campbell would call a good night in net. Shot save, and now it's all of a sudden a pretty good save percentage for Stuart Skinner, who freezes that puck on the Mark Stahl point shot. And that was just about as terrible of a bounce as you possibly could get off Darnell Nurse. But again, a very weak play by Darnell Nurse to lead to the bounce. And I would have preferred a much different result there for the Oilers than that. Matthew Tkachuk goal. The Oilers now near side in their own zone, chipping it ahead, trying to get it out. Devon Shore and Clem Costin and everybody else on that line trying to get things going. Derek Ryan in particular. And he is missing pucks in the neutral zone, but now it's going to be flipped ahead to Costin, who all of a sudden after that debut game has kind of slowed down a little bit. Maybe tonight's the night he gets it going again for the Oilers. I don't know. He had a couple good starts to the season, but now has just become another depth Oilers player that doesn't score goals. And Stuart Skinner is going to rim this around the boards to Costin. And I think now all of a sudden you're going to watch the Oilers get some guys out across the board that we're looking to score some goals here. And right now, Derek Ryan out there with Dylan Holloway. Holloway will go chasing in off Spencer Knight, and they blow the whistle before Knight can play it. He thought he had it, but unfortunately it's blown down for him. So Dylan Holloway's line will come off the ice immediately. We've got a commercial break at 9:55 to go in this first period, my friends. As I said, we were going to update the numbers shortly, and that we will here in a matter of seconds, as we are absolutely crushing this stream. Finished last hour at 383 views. That's a pretty alright day when you're Dolynny TV, let me tell you. That's a pretty special number right there, and it looks like some other live streams are getting some views right now, so that's pretty good. And we're just going to quickly add up kind of how the last little bit's gone here. Tim, good evening. Welcome aboard. Glad to see you in the chat for another game in a row, as we are pacing along tonight so far. Where are we at? 3.333. 863 divided by 60, 14.4 hours streamed on the stream so far in 41 minutes. That's some pretty good math, I must say. And every single view adds up to more and more and more on that. So thank you, folks. And again, if you're new to the channel, just as we're on commercial break, some of you might have heard this 4 times already. If you're new and you're enjoying the play-by-play and everything so far, I'd really love to have you along to do more of this, do more of Oilers discussions, and of course, watch as this wall evolves over the season as it normally does every single season. I'd really love to have you for that, so if you'd be so kind to consider hitting that subscribe button, that'd mean the world to me. And secondarily to that, if you're on the stream, you're just tuning in and you're excited about how this Oilers game has kind of started shaping up for our Edmonton Oilers, leave a like on the stream. Let me know how you're enjoying things, and of course, if you're enjoying my play-by-play, that would be greatly appreciated to know with a like as well. Jack and Louie getting a few minutes to chat here. And the Oilers ready to get things going here in just a matter of seconds. Looks like James Hamblin out on the ice with the Oilers, Bugsy and Hollywood out there. Hammer, Hollywood, and Bugsy on the ice right now for the Oilers. How about that for some nicknames as Brad Malone plays it there. It'll be chipped on into the Oilers zone. Dylan Holloway out to play it. It'll be fired across there, and chance now for the Panthers to clear it. They've got it on the stick, but this Oilers fourth line, they've been pests in the zone all game. There was Hamlin looking for something. Now 2-on-1 leading back the other way for Hagee. Nice clear by Bouchard. He was beat wide and was able to come up with the clear in the crease. Now this one's going to be flipped out into the middle. Hamlin out there flying around looking for a puck. He's going to chase this one in the defensive zone of the Panthers. He'll go off for a line change. Spillway for the Nugent-Hopkins line to get out on the ice. They've been featured heavily here early on in this game, and I think that's one of those things where, you know what, they've had a strong start to this game, and they're going to get rewarded for it. Here's Zach Hyman turning over a puck. Shot fired. Saved by Spencer Knight. He gets torqued, but Spencer Knight makes the save, and that's now like the 5th shot of the game for the Oilers' second line, which is absolutely awesome to see, right? It's very often made aware that Nugent-Hopkins' 5-on-5 numbers isn't very good. Nugent-Hopkins driving his own line on the second line isn't very often good, but tonight it's looking pretty sharp, and so far so good. And it's only a matter of time now for this second line to bite one. Here's another point shot fired, saved by Knight. And how about that? That's another shot by Barry that gets through. And the Oilers' point men are getting the job done from distance tonight. 8 shots here. And I mean, at what point does one of these just find its way through a goaltender? And Spencer Knight had to clutch onto the hip to make that save. So at some point, something's going to break away here for the Oilers, and they're really going to get things going. 7 points, 2 goals, 5 assists, last 7 games versus the Panthers 4. Um, the Edmonton Oilers' Tyson Barrie, who comes up with a puck along the boards. Now that second line again spinning around, still creating chaos behind the Panthers' net. Hell, man, what a play by Hyman. Just never gave up on that puck. And now Barry's got it back to the point. Here's Nugent Hopkins. Goes across to Janmark. Back to the blue line. Oilers have something buzzing here. Tyson Barry's going to flip in a shot down into the corner. Goes to Nuge, who goes to Hyman. I want to say Holloway every time, because that just seems to be what's happened in the past couple games. But Homelander, welcome in. And that'll be icing against the Panthers. And now we can get the big boy lineup out there. Draisaitl, McDavid, and Puljujarvi. And man, you know, with Hamblin making his NHL debut, don't mind me if, yes, Puljujarvi scores a goal tonight too. Right? All right, here we go. Chance to get this going. As Puljujarvi falls down. He's tripped up off the face-off draw. He'll get up. And now McDavid and Hamlin. Man, Patrick, that's all you're going to hear from the Oilers fanatic in the Dolynny TV chat tonight. And I am absolutely here for it. That's the best part. Is normally when people keep saying the same thing in the chat all the time, I get pretty tired of it. But man, until it happens, Patrick, if you want to just keep putting that in there every 5 minutes, I am so game with that. It ain't even funny. Sam Bennett out there looking all Lorax. I love Sam Bennett doing the Lorax look every single year. And it's one of the best Movember traditions in the NHL of late. I need a little bit of water. And here we go. Let's settle in and get this going, my friends. We're up over 900 minutes watched on the stream now. Absolutely insane, if you ask me. Connor McDavid wins the face-off after the icing against the Panthers. Leon Draisaitl out there to play this one now. McDavid out there still in the near side corner. He's going to work off the wall, go down to Draisaitl. Draisaitl, near side corner now, near side wall, back to the blue line. Shot from Ceci up over top of the net. Puljujarvi tries to retrieve the puck. It gets past Darnell Nurse. Down to Cody Ceci. The Panthers spill over for a change. Chance for Puljujarvi off the backhand to the boards to Draisaitl. Draisaitl tries to work it back, and now Ceci caught flat-footed, but Darnell Nurse a good poke check. And it looks like there's going to be a penalty here against Leon Draisaitl going to the box. Or power play. Sorry, that whistle just confused me just how the speed was going. And it's a hold against Radko Gudas. All right, game on. The one guy on the Florida Panthers, I can tell just by his face. And yeah, he just kind of goes in there and just gives Draisaitl the business. That's a hold. That's a hold. There's a lot more than a hold going on there. And now the Oilers have a chance to tie it up on the power play. Oh, there was a punch by Gudas in the face there. Okay. That's why he got the penalty. So holding, not punching of the face, by Radko Gudas here against the number 7 of the Florida Panthers. The Oilers will get the power play unit out there, of course, featuring Zach Hyman. And don't mind me if James Hamlin goes out there and scores a power play goal on part of the second unit. However, the Oilers see this spilled out of their zone. Nice work there by Stuart Skinner to come out and play it ahead to Tyson Barrie, who gets the Oilers in flight here. And yeah, the Oilers PP desperately needs one here. You know, they got the last one they got at Madison Square Garden, but they didn't have a very good night prior to that, and they'd like to keep things going here. Leon Draisaitl, and they didn't have a good night against the Islanders either. So Leon Draisaitl is going to drop this one off to Connor, who tries to cut through a bunch of people. Can't get it going, and this Oilers power play going absolutely nowhere 40 seconds in. 6:50 to go in this first period. And guys, I don't know if you know what's going on here. James Hamlin is making his NHL debut. Leon Draisaitl across the blue line. He's dancing through some people, including his own teammates. Back to the blue line. Tyson Barrie over to Nugent Hopkins. Barrie walks on down here. Cut off by Nuge. He's taken down, or maybe, yep, that's 5-on-3. That's 5-on-3 for the Oilers for a minute. Let's go here. Anton Lundell, I was going to say that was a tripping call all day, and they call it. Maybe tonight's going to be the favorable call night for the Oilers, the one night a month. And yeah, look at that. That's right between the legs. That's a clean sweep of Nugent Hopkins, who never said die on that puck either and tried to keep playing it. And the Oilers penalty kill and power play improving game by game. The Oilers power play sitting at 29.3, second in the NHL, and all of a sudden the penalty kill not as bad as it could have been there for a while. And here we go. McDavid and Draisaitl stay out there. And Draisaitl gets ready to go on this two-man advantage. Connor McDavid gears up. McDavid to Nugent-Hopkins, over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl hits the side of the net on the one-timer. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I thought it was in. The way it ruffled the net. All right, anyway, back to McDavid at the blue line. Over to Nugent-Hopkins. One-timer shot fired wide by Draisaitl on the one-timer again. 24 seconds to go. Rolling puck. 20-second fire drill here for the Oilers now as Connor McDavid busts in down the wing. Here he's coming around the net looking for the backhander. The dish is off to Draisaitl. Looking to fire a backhand on the tuck-in on the... Here's the one-timer from Barrie. Blocked there. He stung the man. Now the Oilers with 2 seconds on the double man advantage. Overshot, fired save. Spencer Knight just with an unreal all-world save right there. There's a lot of chaos happening on this Oilers shift right now. And Gudas will get the puck out and the Oilers power play will go off for a change. And Patrick, that was not good. That was not what you want to see. Obviously the chances were phenomenal, but that does not elevate to what you wanted to see from this Oilers power play. Derek Ryan will get out there on the power play. He gets a chance on this second unit without Fogle out there. Evan Bouchard with Puljujarvi and Holloway as well. As Holloway is going to go firing in. That's Gudas firing it across the boards up to Darnell Nurse at the blue line, who kept it in briefly but gets it in the neutral zone. The Oilers cut through, and here comes Dylan Holloway leading this second power play unit, looking confident out there. Shot in front. What a pass there. And Derek Ryan gets manhandled out by Mark Stahl, but Derek Ryan can't believe he didn't bury that. How do you not bury that? It's this one right here, man. Oh man, the Oilers had to get something going, and they just ticky-tacky-toed everything on that power play and couldn't bite one. McDavid, all-world stop by Spencer Knight on the backdoor pass there to McDavid to try and put it up over the pad, but you got to elevate that top shelf there with the goalie sprawling, and then Derek Ryan stonewalled by Spencer Knight. Here's a chance here now for the Oilers with 10 seconds to get it going. Backdoor to Brad Malone, couldn't get it going. Brad Malone getting power play time. That's how well this two-man advantage went for the Oilers. Shot fired wide there. Hamlin looking for the tip in front. Hamlin still looking for the tip in front and looking for his first career NHL goal, might I add. Hamlin's got the chance here. He's continuing to keep pucks alive. Look at the dog determination there by James Hamlin to keep that puck alive as long as he could. And the Florida Panthers chip it out into the middle of the ice. 4:11 to go here in this first period. And the Oilers have 13 shots, might I add. Here comes Darnell Nurse looking to add to that total. He's going to drive to the front of the net. He's taken out. Devon Shore draws that, and again things get mixed up, and now all of a sudden Darnell Nurse and Radko Gudas are mixing it up behind the net. Don't mind me, and Gudas' helmet pops off. So, okay, that's the end of it. And 13 first period shots so far for the Edmonton Oilers here against the Florida Panthers. We'll have a timeout, and I'm going to quickly send an ad your guys' way, and we're going to just quickly check my phone as just want to see what's going on. What do we got? Busy night at my sister's work because she's watching the Oilers game. That's nice. Let's quickly see this getting going here. Hammer Sighton. Yeah, it is. And just to get to the chat here, yeah. So, Epiphany, the answer about the Oilers there for a second is yes. The Oilers always seem to run into the opposition's best goaltender and the hottest goaltender in the NHL. And secondary to Patrick's point, Homelander and Patrick going back and forth right there. Just simply put, yeah, the Oilers need to score on the power play, and for some reason, the other team's goaltenders this season have turned into world beaters against us. So I don't get it, but we'll keep trying to figure it out, and eventually the Oilers are going to get the goaltending to bow down to their offense. I don't know. Something's got to give at some point somewhere, right? So times 3.533. divided by 60, and we are up over 20.5 hours on the stream now in terms of watch time, friends. This is getting out of hand, and Darnell Nurse gets a roughing penalty for popping the helmet off of Radko Gudas after the whistle had gone. Okay, that's I'm sorry, don't even blame Darnell Nurse for that penalty. That is just ridiculous that that's a penalty in the NHL nowadays. I do not understand how that rule ever came to be. That's absolutely ridiculous, and it's kind of pathetic on the part of the NHL, in my opinion. So the Oilers to the penalty kill, and this will be fired around the boards. And now Derek Ryan was going to spell off and go get that puck, but instead he'll let the Panthers have to go and retrieve that one. 73.2, unless Darnell Nurse did something other than popping the helmet off Gudas to get that roughing call. But I'm sorry, that's a weak penalty that the NHL added to the rule book that is just absolutely dumb, in my opinion. In play, sure. When it's dead play, don't even dare calling that. That's just dumb. Anton Lundell, the Panthers power play getting going here. Shot fired up over top. It tipped up over top. That looked like the puck that went in against Skinner against Vegas, but thankfully it didn't here, and Kulak's going to work up against the boards. Janmark and Ryan out there penalty killing with a minute 13 to go in the penalty kill. Nice play there by Ceci not to force it down the ice, and Derek Ryan gets it down to Spencer Knight, who's able to allow things to get going. Unfortunately, you have to pack it in. All right. All right, Robert, we'll catch you. Have a great night. 2:52 to go in the first period. 3 for 3 against the New York Rangers was the Oilers penalty kill. And, well, here was a nice tip there by Matthew Tkachuk. Can't get it around the boards to a teammate, though. 40 seconds to go here in the power play. It's a chance for Sam Bennett. He's got an opportunity to go back to the boards. High point, he does. Shot off the post. Saved by the Iron, and the Oilers avoided another shot on Stuart Skinner, who could use 2 more shots this period to get up to a .900 save percentage before time runs out here in this 2:20. I guess the Panthers have had just about as many dangerous looks as the Oilers on this power play, so it's not that the Panthers power play is much better than the Oilers tonight with 9 seconds to go. That is about it. That is about all, and my friends, that's all she's going to write for the Edmonton Oilers. First penalty kill of the evening. It's a success, and now they're going to chip it down the ice. And it appears they've got James Hamlin on the ice. Am I seeing this right? I am seeing a James Hamlin sighting on the ice as the Oilers looking to get something going in the last $1:48 of this first period. Hamlin off of the post again, I think. Shot save by Skinner there, I believe, that time. And the Oilers just treading water in their defensive zone here. Hamlin getting roughed up. He's getting run around by a much bigger Lomberg. And now a chance here for the Oilers to clear as Brad Malone goes to the far side boards. The Oilers bunch up in the middle looking for this puck to escape. And here comes Dylan Holloway, who gets hit off the puck, but Hamlin firing down the left wing, trying to come up with the puck. He's skating. I think he took a stick off the hand, and he'll go off for a change with a minute 10 to go in this first period. 14 shots now for the Oilers in this game, might I mention, as 1:03 to go in this first period, and what could have been much worse. And how's that's not a cross-checking penalty against Darnell Nurse, who's just having an absolute bad night out there defensively, offensively, and everything. He's just had some bad decisions. Stuart Skinner a save off the blocker. That's shot number 10 of the game for the Florida Panthers. And my friends, there you go. There you have it. The Oilers able to get things going, and it looks like, in fact, what I'm going to have to do here, so I'm going to have to raise my chair a little bit. I'm not too happy with where I'm sitting on this screen. There we go. That feels a little bit more comfortable. I can get my feet down a little bit more, and we can sit back and enjoy things a bit more elevated. There we go. But, I mean, the Panthers coming hard on the chances, and Lomberg getting it up to Skinner there. Skinner trying to make saves there. And I'm just going to lower this just a little bit. All right. Here we go. Here's a chance for Matthias Janmark out to play it. Couldn't get it past Spencer Knight on that chance. And now the Oilers' second line, who's seen a lot of time on the ice here in this first period, whether it be power play, penalty kill, special teams, and regular 5-on-5. The Oilers looking to try and get things changed here because, man, oh man, Has this second line been on fire, getting a ton of shots. They're going to reload for one last chance with 12 seconds to go here in this first period. The Oilers, Darnell Nurse gets out there. And it looks like we will. Sorry, that's Brett Kulak. The Oilers will just play this one off. Down 1-0, 14-11. The shots finish up between the Oilers and Panthers. Folks, I'm going to go reload water and juice. And stay tuned. It is James Hamlin's debut. And as it currently stands, my plans await to see if it is Yellowstone night again tonight or if we're going to continue streaming. So I'm going to go get water. We're going to go see what's happening. And I'll be right back down and inform you in a few minutes' time. Give me a second. So unfortunately, folks, it is indeed Yellowstone time, so I'm going to head on out. I mean, you only get so much limited time when everybody works different shifts and stuff, so the old TV group's going to get together and go watch Yellowstone this evening. So friends, we will catch you in a little bit. Of course, I'll be keeping my eyes glued to the Sportsnet app, the live ticker there, as we get things up to date for this Oilers game. But friends, you enjoy your evening. Have a great night. Thanks so much for tuning in to the live stream. I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. I will